Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you ways to move your body at home if you're working from home, going to school online, virtually, or if you're just not part of a gym. I am here to share some tips and tricks that really do work and really will help you long term. So if you do enjoy videos like this, self-help, self-motivation, and just working to be your best self, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more content. And yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to know when it comes to moving your body and actually being more active when you're not subscribed to a membership, to a gym, and that is to be mindful. So I'm going to kind of break down what being mindful is. A good analogy for what being mindful is imagine you have a budget of $500 and that's your profit. That's all the money you have in your bank. That's what you have to spend. And you know that for the whole month, you only have $500. So because you know that fact, you're going to be very intentional in how you spend your money. You're going to be very intentional in things that you're buying. Are they discounted? Are they cheaper? Can you find a more inexpensive option? Because you know that you only have $500 in your bank account, you're not going to spend all $500 in the first week. You're going to be very intentional about how you spend your money. Make sure that you're able to have it last for the full month. So if we just take that analogy and switch it to our health and being active, if you know that you're not going to be going to a gym anytime soon, taking any classes like, Zumba classes or anything like that, and that's a fact that you have in your head, then now you can be more intentional with what you're doing with your body because you know you're not going to be subscribed to a gym anytime soon. So now that we talked about mindfulness and what that means, I did mention a couple times being intentional is really important when you're being mindful. So in the beginning, when you're, starting this journey to be more active at home and trying to think of different ways, your intention needs to be very, very clear. And this will take some effort, especially if this is something that is new, a new habit that you're trying to incorporate. It's going to take discipline where you're actively thinking of ways to move your body and you're actively seeking out opportunities. I do have a video on how to build habits, so I'll put that up here if you want to go check that out first and then revisit this video. The reason being mindful and intentional is so important when it comes to setting new goals and new milestones for yourself is because these are things that will actually last way longer than if you were to just memorize a few things that make your body move. You're not rewiring your mind, you're kind of working backwards. So I'm a huge believer, and I've seen it work for myself and others, where you really have to rewire your mind before you can really depend on your body to follow through long term. Now, if you're trying to do short term, like 2 weeks here, 3 weeks there, maybe 5 days of just moving and then you're done, then yeah, you don't need to worry about being intentional. One thing that I want you to really hone in on is your why. Why do you want to be more active? Is it literally just a 2-week goal, or is this something that you really want to incorporate for the rest of your life? You want to be the person where if you're put in a situation where you're not near any gym equipment, you want to be able to think really quickly how to move. That's my why when it comes to being very active. Is I personally don't want to have to depend on a gym. I don't want to have to depend on a facility or institution for my body to move. Okay, so now that you know your why you really want to move, why do you want to get active, write that why down, whether it's on a notepad, whether it's on your mirror with a dry erase marker, whether it's sticky notes all over your house, whatever it is, write down your why somewhere, hold it, with your friend as like a secret so that they can hold you accountable. But your why is really what you're going to come back to, because I do mention this in the habits video. Motivation and discipline only take you so far. At the end of the day, again, if you don't have a why, your mind needs a very solid reason to resort to setting intentions. This is something I want you to write down after you figure out why you want to move your body and be more active. Okay, now that you've understood that being mindful really is the core of how you're going to build new habits and be more active, and now you've understood understood your why. Why is it that you want to be more active? What is that real reason that you want to move your body? Now we can actually get into sharing examples of how to move your body. Okay, so the first thing that I started doing about a year ago is taking a walk outside every single day. My why for why I wanted to move my body is because I wanted my body to work the way it was designed to work. My legs were designed to walk, my lungs were designed to breathe, and my whole body was designed to move. So treadmill is great, of course, and I still do that, but I was very intentional when it came to being outside because I wanted to be in nature. Where I live, there's so many weather changes, so it can start snowing, it can start raining, it can get blistering hot. So that's when I resort back to the treadmill. I did this new thing. I think I started it a couple months ago where if the weather wasn't good outside and the treadmill's in the basement, I wasn't really feeling it, I would just go up and down the stairs upstairs. So there's a lot of windows in my house, and I was still getting that sun. I was still getting that feel like I was kind of in nature, and I would just go up and down the stairs. I would do maybe 50, 60, 70 times up and down. And one thing that I realized for myself is when you're mindful and intentional, after a few months and after it starts coming second nature and you don't have to discipline yourself too much, you just automatically think of it, you become more creative. Let's say you don't have access to the internet and you can't like follow a workout routine on YouTube. You just become creative with the space that you're in. Something that I actually found so exciting is knowing that I can do bicep curls with like laundry detergent, knowing I can do shoulder presses with like a gallon of milk. I'm telling you, it's actually really fun when you get creative. I actually started doing calf raises when I brush my teeth because I use an electric toothbrush and it's time for 2 minutes. And I literally just do calf raises, and it really becomes part of your lifestyle. And because I used to go to the gym 6 to 7 times every single week for 2 years before COVID, I cannot tell you how heartbroken I was when I had to cancel my gym membership, and I was like, how am I going to work out? How am I going to move my body? And then I started doing exactly what I'm telling you all to do. Another idea for you is if the grocery stores and malls are open by you, obviously wearing a mask and being really safe, but you can actually go there and just make rounds. I personally have only done this a couple times, but I know that there's so many people that I know where they will literally go to the mall and just walk laps. You know, sometimes you don't want to be outside and sometimes you don't want to walk in your treadmill at home. So you can literally go to your local CVS, your local grocery store, your local mall, whatever the case is, and just walk laps. Another way you can move your body, which I think is so underhyped, and I actually need to do it more, is stretching. We always think of being active as like walking, running, lifting, jumping, and honestly, stretching your body is so good for your lungs, for the oxygen flow within your body. I think the most popular one, especially during quarantine, has been to get a stand-up desk or a stand-up chair so that you're standing while you're working out. So that you're standing while you're working. Now, obviously, standing alone isn't going to do something, but what I've realized is when I stand when I work out, when I stand when I work, I am more likely to walk and grab a snack. I'm more likely to walk and go to the bathroom. I'm more likely to walk and do my laundry. It eliminates the movement of getting up out of your chair, which is obviously so easy to do, but for some reason, when you're sitting in your chair, you're just kind of sulking, at least for me. So I'm just more motivated to walk and do calf raises and like stretch my body here and there when I'm standing up and working. And I also feel like I focus a lot better. I obviously do take sitting breaks, but I personally think that standing up has really helped me out. Okay, I don't know if this is just me, but household chores, laundry, cleaning your bathroom, scrubbing the floors, vacuuming, all of these things can totally be a workout or a way to move your body if you're intentional. Like sometimes when I'm doing my laundry, I'll purposely leave my laundry on the ground instead of picking up the basket and dumping it on my bed when I'm folding it. That way I have to literally squat down to grab the shirts or pants that I need to fold. Again, all of these creative things just kind of come to you when you're intentional, when you recognize that this is a lifestyle change that you want to do and it's not something that you want to just do for a couple weeks. In the beginning, it's going to take discipline, it's going to take motivation, it's going to take a lot of self-talk and reminding yourself of your why. I personally believe that if you just walk in the next day thinking that you're going to change habits that you've had for 10, 20 years in just 2 weeks, most of the time it doesn't work. So I would rather not be cheap on myself and actually try long-lasting methods as opposed to, crash and burn methods. Now, the last example that I want to share with you, when I'm, in places where they have stairs instead of elevators, I'm more likely to take the stairs. And again, this is something that before I would dread doing, and now it's kind of like, no, I'd rather take the stairs, depending on how many flights up it is. I'm not saying I'm like against elevators or, escalators, but little things like that. You'll just notice that when you're in spaces, you will seek out ways to move your body, and that won't happen overnight. As I said, I started using milk cartons, I started using laundry detergent bottles, I started using just all these random things to just do random, bicep curls, shoulder presses, and things like that. I have resistant bands that I'll just wrap around my dining room table or a door and do lat pulls. Instead of memorizing everything that you can do and trying to, write them down, know your why, be more mindful, be intentional, and they'll start coming to you naturally, and you'll feel good about them. So those are my tips and very, very strong recommendations for how to be more active while at home. Even when I do down the road get a gym membership, I feel like I'll still have this mindset, because now I feel like it's so ingrained in me, that I'll still seek out ways to move my body that feel good to me and that, come naturally. So I hope that this helped you out, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. And I think now more than ever, we're all realizing that health truly is wealth. So keep yourself healthy, keep yourself happy, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, everyone.